Assault rifles and carbines, AK-47. The AK-47 is a gas-operated selective fire assault rifle developed in the Soviet Union. It fires the 7.62 by 39mm cartridge and is known for reliability in harsh conditions. During the Vietnam War, the People's Army of Vietnam, PAVN, and Viet Cong employed it extensively in jungle warfare. Its durability and ease of maintenance allowed soldiers to operate it even with minimal training. The rifle's loose tolerances enabled it to function despite mud, humidity, and debris, conditions that were common in Vietnam's tropical climate. Its moderate recoil and compact profile made it effective in close-range firefights, which were typical in dense jungle terrain where visibility was limited and engagements were often sudden and intense. Type 56. The Type 56 is a Chinese-manufactured variant of the AK-47, with minor differences such as a folding bayonet on early versions and slightly altered sighting. Like the original AK-47, it fires the 7.62 by 39mm round. PAVN and Viet Cong forces favored it for ambushes and close-quarters engagements, especially in dense vegetation where reliability was crucial. Large numbers were supplied through foreign support networks, making it widely available among communist forces. Its rugged construction and familiar operating system meant that soldiers trained on Soviet pattern rifles could transition easily to the Type 56 without difficulty. SKS Carbine. The SKS Carbine is a semi-automatic rifle also firing the 7.62 by 39mm round, developed in the Soviet Union before the AK-47. It has a fixed magazine that typically holds 10 rounds and features an integrated bayonet. In Vietnam, PAVN and Viet Cong units used it primarily in the early stages of the conflict, before the widespread adoption of AK variants. It was valued for its accuracy at medium range and simplicity. Although it lacked automatic fire capability, its longer barrel provided stable ballistic performance, and its straightforward mechanical design made it dependable for units that had limited logistical support. MAT-49. The MAT-49 is a French submachine gun originally chambered in 9 by 19mm parabellum. Captured or modified units were used by the Viet Cong. Its compact design, retractable stock, and high rate of fire made it suitable for ambushes, tunnel operations, and close-quarters combat in urban or jungle environments. The folding magazine housing and collapsible stock made it easier to transport and conceal. Its presence reflected the diverse origins of weapons used in the conflict, including captured equipment from earlier colonial forces. Submachine guns to PPSH-41. The PPSH-41 is a Soviet-designed submachine gun that fires the 7.62 by 25mm Tokarev cartridge. It features a high-capacity drum magazine holding 71 rounds or a 35-round box magazine, and a cyclic rate of approximately 900 rounds per minute. PAVN and Viet Cong units used it for close-quarters combat and ambushes due to its rapid fire, reliability in humid conditions, and ease of use even for irregular fighters. The weapon's high volume of fire was particularly effective in sudden engagements at short range, where suppressive bursts could overwhelm opposing forces. PPS-43. The PPS-43 is a compact, lightweight submachine gun, also chambered in 7.62 by 25mm Tokarev. It is simpler to manufacture than the PPSH-41 and more resistant to dirt and moisture. PAVN forces deployed it in ambushes, tunnel operations, and guerrilla engagements, where its portability and fast rate of fire were advantages over rifles. Its folding metal stock reduced its size, making it practical for movement through narrow jungle trails and confined defensive positions. Machine guns. RPD light machine gun. The RPD light machine gun is a belt-fed, gas-operated machine gun firing the 7.62 by 39mm cartridge. It is designed for sustained fire at squad level, providing covering fire during assaults. PAVN and Viet Cong units used it to support infantry movements, suppress enemy positions, and defend ambush sites. Its drum-fed belt system allowed continuous firing without frequent magazine changes, increasing its effectiveness in defensive engagements. RPK light machine gun. The RPK light machine gun is a squad support weapon derived from the AK-47 platform. It uses the same 7.62 by 39mm cartridge and can accept both drum and box magazines. Its longer barrel and bipod allow for more accurate, sustained fire than a standard assault rifle. PAVN units deployed it to provide suppressive fire in both defensive and offensive operations. Its shared components with standard rifles simplified logistics and maintenance within units equipped with AK pattern weapons. PK machine gun. The PK machine gun is a general-purpose belt-fed machine gun firing the 7.62 by 54 millimeter R round. It can be mounted on tripods or vehicles, offering medium-range sustained fire. PAVN forces used it for both offensive assaults and defensive positions to dominate open terrain and provide fire support. Its higher-powered cartridge enabled effective engagement at longer distances, giving units the ability to control key approaches in open areas. DSHK 12.7mm Heavy Machine Gun. The DSHK 12.7mm Heavy Machine Gun is a heavy, air-cooled machine gun, firing 12.7 times 108mm rounds. It is capable of engaging infantry, light vehicles, and low-flying aircraft. PAVN units used it for perimeter defense, ambushes, and anti-aircraft purposes, often mounted on vehicles or static positions. Its large-caliber rounds provided significant stopping power, making it a serious threat to helicopters and lightly armored transports operating at low altitude. Sniper rifles. Mosin Nagant. Sniper variants. The Mosin Nagant sniper variants are modified versions of the standard Mosin Nagant bolt-action rifle, originally chambered in 7.62 by 54 millimeters R. These rifles were fitted with telescopic sights to enable long-range precision. PAVN forces use them for targeted elimination of key personnel, ambush, overwatch, and harassment fire. Their bolt-action mechanism provided reliability and accuracy over distances exceeding 500 meters, making them effective in both jungle and open field engagements. The rifle's sturdy construction ensured consistent performance even under extended field use. SVD Dragunov. The SVD Dragunov is a semi-automatic sniper rifle developed in the Soviet Union, firing the 7.62 by 54 millimeters R cartridge. It is designed to provide designated marksmen with precision at ranges up to 800 meters. PAVN units use the SVD to engage enemy officers, support squads, and provide counter-sniper capabilities. Its semi-automatic operation allowed quicker follow-up shots compared to bolt-action rifles, while its scope improved target acquisition in dense or partially obscured environments. The SVD bridged the gap between traditional sniper rifles and infantry weapons, giving squads enhanced reach. Rocket launchers and anti-tank weapons. RPG-2. The RPG-2 is an early Soviet-designed shoulder-fired anti-tank rocket launcher that fires a 40mm high-explosive projectile. It has a simple tube-based design and is manually loaded. The Viet Cong used it primarily against light armored vehicles, bunkers, and fortified positions. Its portability allowed fighters to conduct ambushes and quickly reposition after firing. Although limited in range and penetration compared to later systems, it represented a significant threat to lightly protected targets. RPG-7. The RPG-7 is a more advanced, reusable rocket-propelled grenade launcher firing 40mm to 85mm warheads, depending on the round. It can launch anti-tank, fragmentation, and incendiary projectiles. Both PAVN and Viet Cong forces employed it extensively against U.S. armored vehicles, bunkers, and defensive positions. Its effectiveness stems from the combination of portability, versatility, and the ability to penetrate light armor at medium ranges. Its adaptability to different warheads made it one of the most flexible support weapons available to infantry units. B-40 rocket launcher. The B-40 rocket launcher is a Vietnamese copy of the RPG-2, firing the same 40mm high-explosive rounds. The Viet Cong used it in ambushes and for attacks on fortified positions. It retained the simplicity and mobility of the RPG-2, allowing irregular forces to employ it without extensive training. Locally produced variants ensured continued supply even when foreign shipments were limited. B-41 rocket launcher. The B-41 rocket launcher is the North Vietnamese service designation for the Soviet RPG-7, an effective and reusable anti-tank system. PAVN and Viet Cong forces used it to target U.S. vehicles, fortified positions, and for tactical suppression. Its ability to deliver high-explosive rounds at a distance made it a significant threat in both urban and jungle operations. Its presence reflected the increasing sophistication of anti-armor capabilities over the course of the war. Mortars and artillery. 60mm mortar Type 63. The 60mm mortar Type 63 is a lightweight, portable, smoothbore mortar firing 60mm high-explosive rounds. PAVN and Viet Cong forces used it to provide indirect fire support at the squad and platoon level. Its small size allowed it to be moved through dense jungle terrain, set up quickly, and fire from concealed positions to harass or suppress U.S. forces. The weapon's portability made it particularly useful for guerrilla-style engagements. 82mm mortar. The 82mm mortar is a medium-weight indirect fire weapon firing 82mm rounds. It offers greater explosive power and range than the 60mm mortar, making it suitable for targeting larger concentrations of enemy troops or fortifications. PAVN and Viet Cong units employed it in both defensive and offensive operations, often from hidden or camouflage positions to avoid counter-battery fire. Its balance between mobility and firepower made it a common support weapon. 120mm mortar. The 120mm mortar is a heavy mortar system capable of firing large, high-explosive rounds over long distances. PAVN forces used it for sustained bombardment of U.S. positions, troop concentrations, and supply lines. Its firepower allowed smaller units to inflict significant damage from a distance, while requiring careful coordination due to its weight and transport needs. 122mm D-30 howitzer. The 122mm D-30 howitzer is a towed artillery piece capable of firing 122mm shells over several kilometers. PAVN units used it for direct support of infantry attacks, long-range bombardment, and destruction of fortified positions. Its distinctive three-leg mounting system allowed for wide traverse capability, increasing its tactical flexibility. 130mm M46 field gun. The 130mm M46 field gun is a long-range artillery piece firing 130mm shells. PAVN forces used it for strategic bombardment, counter-battery fire, and targeting large bases or troop concentrations. Its extended range enabled strikes beyond the reach of many opposing artillery systems. BM-21 Grad Rocket System. The BM-21 Grad Rocket System is a multiple rocket launcher mounted on a truck chassis capable of firing 122mm rockets in rapid succession. PAVN units employed it to deliver saturation fire over wide areas, disrupt major troop movements, destroy infrastructure, and create chaos before ground assaults. Its ability to fire volleys in quick succession allowed rapid impact across a broad target zone. Anti-aircraft weapons ZU-23-2. The ZU-23-2 is a twin-barreled, towed, or vehicle-mounted anti-aircraft autocannon firing 23mm rounds at a high rate of fire. PAVN forces used it to target low-flying aircraft, helicopters, and lightly armored vehicles. Its rapid fire capability made it particularly dangerous to rotary wing aircraft operating at low altitude. 37mm M1939 AA gun. The 37mm M1939 AA gun is a Soviet-designed single-barrel anti-aircraft gun firing 37mm shells. PAVN units used it to engage low to medium-altitude aircraft and provide defensive fire around key positions. Its explosive rounds were capable of damaging aircraft structures and disrupting air operations. 57mm S60 AA gun. The 57mm S60 AA gun is a larger caliber towed anti-aircraft gun firing 57mm shells at both aircraft and ground targets. PAVN forces deployed it to protect critical installations and supply areas from aerial attack. Its increased range and destructive power made it effective against faster and higher-flying aircraft. SA-2 Guideline, S-75 Divina. The SA-2 Guideline, S-75 Divina, is a surface-to-air missile system designed to engage high-altitude aircraft. PAVN forces used it to force U.S. aircraft into lower, more dangerous altitudes. The system's radar-guided missiles expanded air defense coverage and significantly increased the risks faced by strategic bombing missions. Mines, traps, and explosives. Punji stakes. Punji stakes are sharpened wooden stakes, often hidden in pits or covered with foliage used as a booby trap. The Viet Cong employed them to injure or slow down enemy soldiers, channeling them into ambushes or hazardous areas. They were inexpensive, easy to produce, and psychologically impactful. Bouncing Betty mine variants. Bouncing Betty mine variants refers to pressure-activated anti-personnel mines that launch a small explosive charge into the air before detonating at waist height. The Viet Cong used them to inflict maximum casualties on patrolling U.S. troops. Their design increased fragmentation spread, making them particularly lethal in confined spaces. Improvised explosive devices, IEDs. Improvised explosive devices, IEDs, are homemade bombs constructed from readily available explosives, shrapnel, and triggering mechanisms. Viet Cong forces used IEDs to destroy vehicles, ambush patrols, and disrupt supply lines. Their adaptable construction allowed them to be tailored to specific tactical situations. Tripwire grenades. Tripwire grenades are explosive devices rigged with a tensioned wire, detonating when the wire is disturbed. The Viet Cong placed them across trails, jungle paths, and near encampments. They served as both defensive measures and ambush tools, catching soldiers off guard and creating immediate casualties while alerting forces to enemy presence. These weapons tell the story of how wars are fought on the ground. If you enjoyed this video, hit like, subscribe for more military history, and leave a comment with what you'd like to see next.